People are leaving Canada at a remarkable rate, and I'm not just talking about immigrants as the news is reporting. I'm talking about your average Canadian is packing their bags and getting the heck out of Canada and moving to another country that is a lot more affordable. Now, in this video, I'm going to be giving you the real reasons why people are actually doing this, because there is about 5 main reasons why this is happening. And I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube say it's because of, weather or safety. And it's not because either of those reasons. People have always been leaving Canada because of the weather, because of crappy winters. And when it comes to safety, Canada is still one of the safest countries in the world to live in. So I don't really think safety is a main reason for people to move. But I have compiled the 5 main reasons as to why people are currently getting the heck out of Canada. Now, the first reason why a lot of people are leaving Canada is due to the high cost of living. Now, I know inflation is a global problem and not just a Canada problem, but in Canada, inflation and the price of everything has gotten out of control. When it comes to the cost of living, the first thing you're going to notice is when you go to the grocery store in Canada. The price of vegetables have skyrocketed. The price of meat and protein has gone through the roof. If you go to the dairy aisle, you want, cheese, milk, yogurt. Dairy has gone super expensive also. Even general grocery items like salsa has gone through the roof. You want some chips, some snacks. You go to the store and you buy a couple items, like let's just say my wife and I, we go over to Walmart and we pick up about 4 items. You're still looking at spending around 20 bucks. Now, before COVID, before inflation, before this problem started in Canada, we would go to the store, pick up a couple items. That would probably only be around, I don't know, 10, 12 bucks. Now, minimum 4 items, 20 bucks. It's through the roof. And if you do a full grocery shop for the week, you're looking to spend probably around 100 to 150 bucks. Even the price of fast food in Canada has skyrocketed. Let's just say you want to go to McDonald's and get a quick fast lunch. For 2 people, you're looking at spending anywhere between $20 to $30. If you want to go for a bit nicer fast food, let's just say something like Chipotle or Blaze Pizza, you're looking at spending around anywhere from $30 to $40. And if you want to go to a nice sit-down restaurant, you can spend anywhere from 100 bucks to 150. A lot of people aren't even going out to eat anymore in Canada. Now, if you want to go to the movies in Canada and you want to get your ticket and you want to get your food and your snacks, you're looking at spending at least $50 just to get the full experience of going and enjoying a movie. If you want to go spend a night out with your friends downtown Toronto or Vancouver or Montreal, and you want to go out for some drinks and some good food, you're looking at spending at least $150 per person. And when it comes to hotels, you want to rent a hotel in downtown Toronto, you're spending at least $400 to $500 a night, and that's just for your basic standard average hotel. Recently, my wife and I, we were invited to an event at a big convention center, and we decided, we're going to probably stay the night because we're going to have a couple drinks. And we figured out it's actually cheaper to get an Uber there and back half an hour from our place than book a hotel in Toronto. That's how crazy prices are nowadays. It's way cheaper to get transportation than actually book a hotel. I mean, it's currently sad with the prices of everything going on in Canada. People are just working to survive in this country. That's why there's so many labor strikes, casino workers, auto workers, grocery store workers. You're seeing so many strikes across the country because the price of everything has skyrocketed and the wages are not reflecting the price increase in Canada, and it's really disheartening to see this happening. Currently a lot of people are just working to survive in Canada. They're not going out with friends, they're not going to the movies, they're not going to restaurants, they're just going to work, coming home, paying their bills, and just barely getting by, which is really sad to see. And recently, this past Friday was actually Black Friday, the biggest shopping day of the year. And I saw a news story that said a lot of people aren't even going shopping anymore. They're just going to the mall and looking around doing window shopping because they can't afford to do shopping in Canada. And it's really sad to see that. Black Friday used to be a big event. Everyone would go out, everyone would spend money. It'd be great for the economy, it'd be great for the consumer. But now with the current state of Canada, Black Friday, no one's spending money anymore. It's just sad to see. And this leads me to my next point, which is the second reason why most people are leaving Canada, and that's the housing crisis. The housing crisis in Canada has gotten out of control. It started around 2020 when COVID happened. It's just gotten way worse since, and nothing is being done about it. The problem is the prices of housing keeps going up and up and up, and no one can afford to buy these houses. Even where I live, half an hour outside of Toronto, a little small tiny townhouse is costing you way over $1 million, and it's just unaffordable to buy that. Even a condo, even if you want to buy a small little condo in Toronto, you're looking at $500,000 for a one bedroom condo, which is actually insane. If you do get lucky and you are able to buy a place, you're going to be strapped with a huge mortgage, and unfortunately, you're most likely going to be house poor. You're going to be spending all your money paying the bills so you're able to afford to live in that nice house you just bought. What's sad is a lot of people followed the script, They went to school, they graduated, they got a good job, and now they're stuck living in their parents' basement because they can't afford to buy a house or even a condo with the current prices. I saw a video where it showed the house prices in Niagara Falls, Canada, and Niagara Falls, New York, and the prices were like 500, 600,000 price difference, and the houses are only 10 minutes apart. It really shows you how bad the actual prices of homes in Canada currently are. And like I said, nothing is currently being done to help fix this housing crisis, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. They're kicking the can down the road. Number three, the third reason why a lot of people are leaving Canada is the interest rates. The Bank of Canada keeps raising interest rates every couple months, and it's gone to the point where if you have a variable mortgage, your payment for your mortgage just keeps going up and up and up, and people can no longer afford this. Even if you're looking at buying a place, on top of the housing crisis, you're looking at getting a mortgage. A lot of people can't afford that mortgage because the interest rates keep skyrocketing. If interest rates keeps going up, the housing market might collapse and people will be handing in their keys, and it's just going to create a disaster for the country. So that's the third reason why people are leaving Canada. Now, the next reason why a lot of people are currently leaving Canada is due to the censorship issue that is going on. Now, what I mean by censorship is the government is currently censoring podcasts in Canada, so they can censor which podcasts you can see, they can block some of them out, they can promote certain podcasts over other podcasts. And also the biggest issue with the censoring is the news. You currently cannot view any news on social media in Canada. So if you go on Facebook right now on your phone or Instagram, you look up CNN and Fox News, you're going to see a message that reads something like, "We cannot display this news content in Canada," which is actually crazy to think. Recently, I went to Dominican Republic, and when I was in Dominican Republic, I started to receive news on my Facebook and Instagram feed, and it was amazing to see. I was so happy to see it back. In Canada, if I want news, I got to go to a dedicated news site to get that news delivered to me. And it's just not right how the news can be censored. I want to see it on my news feed because I'm usually on Facebook and Instagram. They also want to censor YouTube and Netflix, the CRTC and all that stuff. That's why a lot of people are leaving, because they want to move to a country where the news is not censored. And the worst part about all these bills that they're passing to censor the news is you can't see the news on Facebook. So a lot of people don't know that they are passing all these bills that censor the news because they are blocking the news. And the fifth reason why a lot of people are leaving Canada is due to the healthcare system here. Yes, it is free, but let's just say something happens to you. You can go to the hospital and be waiting hours before you see a doctor. I mean, a couple years back, I broke one of my fingers. I went to the hospital. It took me about 8 hours to see a doctor, and all he did was put on a little finger splint for me. I could have went to the store and bought that myself and saved me the time. If anything is seriously wrong with you, it could take you months to get appointments. And it's also extremely hard to find a good, reliable family doctor in Canada. That is really causing a lot of people to get out of here because they want to live in a country that has a great healthcare system. And let's also mention the walk-in doctors in Canada. This can also be a major issue because they get paid per patient they see. You go see a walk-in doctor a lot of the time, they try to rush you in and out. I remember a couple years back, I went to a doctor because I had a bladder infection, and his only advice to me was just to go home and drink a bunch of beer to flush out that infection. No antibiotics, no really checking up on me to see how I'm doing. So the healthcare system in Canada is not the greatest, which is also causing people to leave. I want you to do me a little favor. Write down in the comments below what your current thoughts are on the current state of Canada, whether you're a Canadian, whether you're a permanent resident, whether you're just a new immigrant. I want to know, how are you surviving in Canada right now? What are your current thoughts on the state of Canada? And where do you see Canada going in the future? I'm genuinely curious of what my viewers currently think of the state of Canada. If you can, I'd really appreciate it if you can give this video a thumbs up, and I would super appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel, because that's going to help more people find this video and they're going to learn this valuable information. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope the situation in Canada gets a lot better, and I'll see you in the next video.